Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Steve. I know it's been a while since I did a video. It's been busy for a lot of reasons, but I've been meaning to do this one, and especially since it's probably about the 40th day of being really cold here in North Carolina. I'm in zone 7B, I think it is. It fluctuates. I think we were in 8 for a little bit now. I have no idea. There's no way after 2 weeks of 20-degree weather it's going to stay there. But, anyways, I wanted to talk about cold weather gardening. And obviously, right now, it's, like I said, it just snowed here. Well, we got a dusting. It's kind of icy out there right now, but underneath I have right now, the photo you're seeing right now is from my last rental. We had a little backyard. And by the way, if you see the stones, I was allowed to put anything on a stone. To the left there is where the grass started. I was never allowed to touch the grass because this guy had it manicured and things like that. I could not touch the grass with my pots. So for the greenhouse, it's just a pop-up greenhouse that I had that I got on Amazon for like $80, and I used cinder blocks, tied the ropes, the strings of ropes to them, and they kept it down. There was some blustery days, and that thing was moving left and right, but those cinder blocks kept them down. And funny story about this. My wife ended up telling me you need to get a greenhouse, protect those trees, because I got there was in there is lemons, oranges, limes. There was a moringa in there. You see the small ones or the baby ones were just fledgling. They were all citrus. Coffee plant was in there. Bananas. Uh, you can't see the bananas all the way to the left there. But I had everything that was, probably about zone 9, 10, 11 in there. Some guavas. And let's see, I think it was January, and this major freeze was coming in. And I got the tent literally the day before. So I wrote to go out there, pop it up, put the heater in there. That little heater right there probably got, I don't know, $20 on Amazon. And it came, you see the little cord, if I can get a thing in there. No, it won't show me that. If you see the little rope going up on it, and I have it attached, just hanging off one of the trees, and it was a temperature gauge. So I had that thing set at 50, 50, 55. And so what it did, it would warm that little, climb it up to 50, 55, and then stop. And it would just do that every time. It would go in, and that thing held. You would go in, you'd be colder than anything, walk into it, you unzip it, go in, and man, you could sit in that thing all day. It was nice. But anyway, you had a little microclimate in there. So you can grow anything. There's some videos out there about this guy in Nebraska that has a ton of citrus plants in the middle of winter, and it's snow everywhere, but he's got oranges, limes, lemons, all that just busting at the seams because he's got a greenhouse. In South Carolina right now, you can get some of the best strawberries out of this one little farm in South Carolina. I can't remember the name of it. The local news did a thing on it once, and what they have rows and rows of these gigantic greenhouses that he just grows strawberries. It's the Albion variety, and they're massive too. And the best time to get fruit right there is at the farm come December, January, and they'll be pumping them out. I finally got strawberries after about 4 months, 2 weeks ago, and that was last week, right after Christmas. Yeah, so, but anyways, if you're looking to garden anything, you can do this. You can grow herbs, anything you want, trees, fruit bushes, berries, all that will last in a greenhouse. I can't wait for it. I can't show you one now because I gave it away because the new place we're renting from doesn't allow me to have one, which is really irritating because they're getting, most of my trees are just getting pummeled by the cold right now. What I did to compensate was for the really cold, really non-hardy ones like the coffee plant, my moringa, avocados, I put them underneath a frost protector sheet and strung incandescent lights around them. They're actually blooming. My avocado's got some flowers on it right now. It's like I said, 20 degrees, 30 degrees. The avocado is kicking tail right now because it's so warm underneath that frost blanket. They're blooming. And I would do that with the lime and lemon if I had enough outlets. But In that greenhouse that you see on the photo, my lemon tree was blossoming in January, February. I had flowers on the darn thing. So yeah, if you have anything like this, and if you live anywhere in the world, no matter where you're at, as long as you got a heat source, you can get these. You can grow anything you want in that greenhouse. Again, whenever God willing, whenever I get my own place, first thing I'm getting is a pop up greenhouse, or maybe I'll get a better one. It depends on how pricey they get. But a cheap one like this will definitely work. This was a 10. Was it 8 by 10? Yeah, it was an 8 by 10, and I had, you see what I have in there right now. There was one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, 9 pots. One, two, four. Apparently, I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pots right there. But there was another 2 rows behind this photo right here. I had this thing, I mean, I had to hurdle a couple to get in, but there was 15, 16. Maybe close to 18 pots in there if I really count them all up. So it had the space. Just get the ones that space for it. And if it went that time, I would have had a little section right there on the back where I could put herbs up. You can grow. You don't need to grow in your own house. You can grow it out there because obviously the sun's going to come up. You have a little grow seed tray right there. Anything would have grown in it. Literally, I could have grown anything from seed in this. And there are some guys that do it. You'll see Millennial Gardener, his first videos, he's growing out of seed in his greenhouse. But yeah, if you want to be able to garden anything, any time of the year, again, and this section where this was, only got probably 3 to 4 hours of sun because there was a awning built to right behind it. So you're looking at this photo. The house is to the right, the yard's to the left. You see a gate behind in the back. That was our neighbors. And behind the photo, behind where you're looking at, was the rest of the brick outside. So if I turned right, I would have walked into the house wall. And so the awning was right behind, facing my back in the photo, and it only let the 3 to 4 hours, like I said, of sunlight in that area. And these things were thriving because the sunlight, the heat was so powerful in it, and not scorching. So that's another thing in the summer. You'll see guys do shade cloths, especially for tomatoes, and that will prevent the sun from the heat, just the massive heat coming on top, from scorching, stressing them out. And that's when you stress, you get the disease, and the little critters come in and start eating them because the plants are sending off this kind of like signal that they're in trouble, they're hurting, they're diseased. Just like yourself, go outside when it's 100 degrees and sit out there for 9 hours and see how you feel. The same way with the plants. But yeah, in wintertime, you can't grow any X, Y, Z. Again, I had key lime limes in there, 3 different lemons, 2 bananas, 2 avocados, 1 coffee plant, moringa. Moringa doesn't work under 50. That thing was growing fast. Bananas don't do well in the cold. That thing, you could cut it down and the thing would shoot back up again. By the way, you keep bananas for 12 months, I think it is, without frost on them, you're going to get your own bananas. So if you want your own bananas, again, that's why you get them. You don't have to worry about what's sprayed on them. You know exactly what's sprayed on them. But yeah, I mean, you want fruit year round? Put some in the thing. Grow some in the ground, put some in there, and you'll have some year round. Again, with the herbs, because some herbs won't last, like basil will not make it in the cold. Oregano won't make it in the summer or cold. They do well in the fall and spring. And a lot of flowers and things like that don't work well in the frost. So you can put a lot of stuff in these create your own little climates. Bam. Obviously, if the power goes off, you have an issue. But usually the power won't go off for that long unless the days are showing up and an EMP takes off. That's a different problem you got. But yeah, here's your little forest. Yeah, outside of it, I had like I said, it was cold, so I had cold hardy stuff growing like lettuce and spinach and kale and things like that. And yeah, your fruit trees outside will just go dormant. But if you're not, but you need them. You just can't put all the fruit trees in it. They need the cold to be able to, like blueberries, need X amount of frost time to be able to create fruit the next year. So depending on what type of blueberry you get, you got to watch out for the frost time or freeze time, that the cold time that they have. So yeah, but things like zones 8, 9, 10, 11. If you're in zone 4, here's an answer to growing whatever you want. Yeah, it's definitely well worth it. It's fun too. Anyways, have a great rest of the day. Stay warm, and I'll come up with another one hopefully within another couple weeks.